Hi, Neil here with Covers and Camo, your source for custom seat covers. Today we're doing the install video on the 2021 Chevy Silverado 1500. Both front and rear rows inside here. Such an awesome set. Kryptek, Typhon for the insert, black Dura for the trim. It's going to be a great looking set. The rear storage doors on this set as well for the rear, so it's going to be an awesome set. Let's do this. Okay, so we're getting started on this Silverado here, and we are first going to start with the 20 section. So this seat that I have here is a 40, 20, 40. So the 40s are the buckets, the 20 is this middle seat section here. Now this 20 section has a top storage section right here, and then also there's a bottom storage underneath there. And the covers, the seat covers, are going to accommodate for that. There's going to be a bottom, a backrest, and a top section here. So what we're gonna do first is we're actually gonna do this bottom section first, and then we'll show you how to do this top section up here. So I got the covers behind me here. So this one right here is the bottom section. So it's a real kind of skinny cover like that with some Velcro towards the back and Velcro on the front side as well. Okay, and there's the foam backing right there, about a ½ inch of foam backing on that. So this, again, this is just gonna slide over just like that. This material that I have here is the black Dura Easy Care. It's a canvas material, super durable, water resistant. And we're just gonna slide this guy over. Slide that guy on there. Make sure that it gets up to those corners right there. That gets on there. And then once that's down there, then you can pull that down and stick that Velcro down right there. Okay, so that's stuck on there. Now for this guy right here on the back, what you can do is just make sure that's all nice and tight. And then, actually it's a little tighter, so what I'll do is take this, stick that down, okay, now I'm just pushing my fingers in there, and then as I push down, that's gonna get that Velcro to stick down there. And one thing that I'll do too that may help is I'll take this plastic trim tool and just kind of help it down there. Let's see if that helps. Push it in a little bit right there. There we go. Okay, that stuck that down. Okay, so that's all stuck down there now onto that back side. Okay, so there's the 20 section bottom. That one's all done right there for us. Okay, that fit on nice. Now we're gonna move right into the 20 section backrest. And what I'll do first is get this lid cover on. There's the cutout here for the little tray. We're gonna open that up right here. Some Velcro tabs. Again, before you do any of the Velcro, before you attach any of the Velcro, it's always best to try to fit the cover over the corners. There we go. Okay, so I got it over those corners. I need to finish that corner a little bit right there. It's nice wearing gloves when you're doing this, so your hands don't get beat up, but I will tell you, there are times you gotta take your gloves off because you just have better control when you don't have the gloves on. Now you don't have to pull real hard on these tabs. I'm just giving them just a snug little pull right there. What I'll do here though is finish out this back corner just by getting that. I want to make sure those corners are all pulling over the edge. Okay, so that's looking pretty good right there. You can see that cut out right there, finished out nice. Still, so you can use that tray right there. Now this back Velcro on this top 20 section right here, that Velcro there, that is gonna end up connecting to this Velcro right here that's on the front backside 20 section right here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get this into place. I'm gonna open up that Velcro to get it around the seat belt. Right there. Push that through. There's a little square cut out for the tab right there. Okay, so now I'll just start getting this guy on. Okay, so here's this front Velcro. I'm gonna attach that on. So there's a Velcro tab right here and that Velcro. I'm just gonna pull that and stick that on for right now. Okay. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stick this back Velcro on right here. So again, that's these two attach onto each other. So I'm just gonna pull that up, stick on right there. And sometimes what I like to do is lift that lid up. And what that does is it brings that Velcro back a little bit so I can stick it on. Okay, perfect. Make sure that sticks on nice and tight. Good. Now the next step here is to take these are sticky Velcro tabs. Okay. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take, this is the sticky side right here. We're gonna warm this up a little bit. Sometimes I like using a hairdryer so you can warm it up, especially if it's a cold day. Now you'll warm this up and then you'll end up taking this off. I'll just show you here real quick. Exposing that adhesive side. So there's the sticky side there, and then you'll stick that down, and we'll show you the locations where we're gonna stick it down, but you stick it down, and then you pull this up, and then just lay that on right there, okay? Or another method to do it is warm that sticky side up, warm this up right here, pull, and stick it on to the cover right there, peel this off, and then while those two are both stuck on, then you can place it right there. Both methods would work fine, okay? So what we're gonna do now is, and the other really important step to do, especially if you've recently detailed your truck and you've used a vinyl cleaner or some kind of conditioner on this, one thing you're gonna wanna do is take the alcohol prep pads, something like this, to clean out the inside of your console. Anywhere that adhesive is gonna stick down, you want to really clean that off nice so I can see, okay, this adhesive is gonna come around, stick up, you know, up over here. Okay, so I want to make sure I clean that section here, and then this one's going to come up and stick on right there. So I want to clean that section right there. And this just gives the sticky Velcro really the best chance of sticking on to these consoles. So I usually use a couple of them, 2 or 3 of these pads, and really just try to wipe things down clean, get all any dirt and debris cleaned off. And then you'll just let these dry. They dry real quick. Okay, so that's, I'm gonna let that dry for a second, and then we'll get these sticky pads ready to stick down. Really just kind of lining this up to make sure. This is how I want to put this on here. And there. Cut it there for a second. So when you're putting this on right here, make sure you really pull this around nice and tight. And I could have probably, no, I'll even do that just a little bit tighter right there. That's gonna help kind of close this front side up a little bit right there. Okay, and kind of keep things a little bit tighter to the console right there. So make sure you just get a nice, good pull right there. Now we just have this last one to do right here. Right about there is where I want it. Now, once you have those stuck down, it's really best just to push them in and leave them stuck down, and don't be pulling up and testing it right away and like that, because that can pull the adhesive right back up. So really just let it bond there, let it, you know, push in nice and tight, and then just let it sit there, and it's it'll stick down. Now there's the, okay, so there's the 20 section backrest that we've just finished up there. I'm gonna check the front side. Everything looks good. Now you notice that I was checking the front side while I was doing those tabs to make sure everything was looking good there. And again, that all finished out really nice right there. I'm gonna just make sure that everything else is holding up nice and tight, nothing else shifted around. And yeah, you know what? I think things are good. I wanna readjust this back corner just a little bit more, just to give a little more pull down there. There we go, that looks better right there. Okay, got that stuck on again, right there. That all looks good, right there. What I'm gonna do now is just do this just a tad tighter, not by much. Now you can see, if you look at this, you can see I've actually pulled this over a little farther, and most people would just leave that, but I've actually pulled this a little too far over right here compared to this side, okay? And this side compared to this side. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm actually just gonna take those off and just give myself a little more slack on this side right here. Okay, so I'm gonna loosen that up a little bit more. I'm gonna recline that seat back so I can get to it a little bit easier. See if I can even these up. Again, most of the time you wouldn't even notice what I was just pointing out to you, but that's a little bit better. There we go. Okay, now that's looking a lot more even right there to me. So as you're doing this, you just want to keep an eye on the cover, try to keep it as even and as symmetrical as you can. There. Okay, perfect. Okay, that went down a lot better now. Okay, so that 20 section is all done now. We did the top, the backrest, the bottom. That's all looking good. It's now time to move on to the bucket seats. Let's do this. Now we're doing the driver's side backrest. And what we'll do we'll do the driver bottom first. And then, but on the backrest, I want to show you one thing you'll need to do. On the backs of these seats, there's this felt flap right here. Now that was stuck up like that. Now to release it, there's these little clips, and you're gonna need to just reach underneath, and they're just clipped onto a spring underneath. You just reach underneath and you just unclip them like that, okay? When we're done with the seat covers, we'll clip them back up. But we need to release that because the seat cover material is gonna push through this section right there, okay? So, again, the first section that we're gonna do here is the driver bottom, okay? This is Kryptek Typhon for the insert and black Dura for the trim. Install is gonna be the same with any of the materials that you choose. Okay, so I'll do this. These strings just come tied up in shipping so they don't slip through the cover here, but you want to untie those. Now this is one section on the driver bottom. I do recommend that you use gloves. It's as you're pushing through and kind of reach underneath your seat, it definitely can scrape up your hands a little bit. So we're gonna do it. Now this was labeled driver bottom. Now I also know it's the driver bottom because this customer chose to have a driver side pistol holster and a driver side MOLLE pocket. So a couple different ways to identify that. Okay, so I'm just gonna first fit it into place. I'm gonna make sure this front is looking good before I push this back Velcro through. Now, this particular style of install is going to have Velcro back here on the back side that's gonna stick down to the seat, and then also this top Velcro that'll actually coordinate with the backrest seat cover. That's the reason why we're doing this install first, is because this needs to be all secured down before you do your backrest, because your backrest is then gonna have a felt flap that's gonna go down the front and then stick down to this Velcro right there. Okay, now that I have the front looking good and seems like the corners are all lined up there, we're gonna take this and push it through the seat right here. This is the part where it's nice to have gloves, okay? Because it's a tight space and you're pushing in there next to Velcro. And so I'm gonna push that through. Now I'm also gonna take these straps and push those through. Okay, once I push that through there, I'm gonna move the backrest forward a little bit to free up some space to work in the back. Now I'm gonna grab all this, finish pulling it through. Okay, so now, next step is to secure down this cover here. Okay? Now what I like to do is before I start securing down, I like to go double check the front that I didn't pull too far forward. So I'll do that. And I'm gonna check this front line and make sure that this front line right here is matching up towards the very front of the cover. And yes, that's looking good. These corners are still looking really good. It's now very much molding around the seat. And so that all looks good there. And the other thing I'll do while I'm on this side is I will take this string right here and I'm gonna pass this string through the seat. So I got it right here and it's gonna pass through the seat down to the bottom, and then I'm gonna take that string and this string on the other side right here, pass this around the outside, and they're gonna tie off to themselves. Also, this is the time when you're gonna use your plastic trim tool and you're gonna push this fabric in right here on the side, right there, okay? Yep, so, perfect, yep. So you're just gonna take that trim tool, push that fabric in, make sure that is all sticky in nice and tight, and then we're gonna push this string through right there. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna search for the gap in the seat where the string can pass through. Okay, so I found where the gap is, just kind of right in between the seat and this plastic, right there. And I can feel the string lowering. And again, you're gonna need to pull the seat cushion to the side right here as you're doing that. Now another trick I've used is if you're having struggles with getting that string to pass down below, what you can do is you could take one end of it, take some duct tape and tape it to this fiber stick tool, and then pass that through. Just push that through and then reach around the bottom, grab the string. I'll show you on the other side. The string's passed through now, so we can grab it. So the string passed through right there, okay? Now I have that string on this side right here. I'm gonna take this string right here and I'm gonna go around the outside of the seat belt. So I'm going on the outside of the seat belt right there. Just dropping that down. Right there, okay? So now, also one trick is to raise this seat up, if you haven't already. Raise it up as high as it'll go to give yourself as much space. That's gonna give yourself as much space as possible to work with while we're working underneath the seat here. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tie this string off. I'm gonna just tie a noose in one side, like that, right there. Okay, so I got a little noose right there, and now what I'm gonna do is take this other string over here and then just loop through there. Okay, so I've looped through it right there, and then I'm just gonna pull on that. Now I'm not gonna pull real hard on this string. It doesn't need to be real hard. This is mostly for aesthetics, really, this string. And when I do pull, I know there's gonna be sharp edges right here. This is a really important thing to look at. There's a sharp edge on your seat right here. So if I go across and I pull right like that, that can shear this string. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually just gonna pull straight back just till it's snug. Okay, I got that snug right there, and then I'm gonna pull over. I'm gonna do the same thing on this side of the seat. I'm just gonna pull straight back a little bit just till it's snug. Again, not cranking hard. Not cranking hard at all. And then I'm gonna tie this off. And you know, one thing I always look for too is to see, okay, is there another way to tie this off underneath here without going around these sharp edges? And I do see, as I was looking underneath, I do see another way to do that. So I could have tied it off right there, but I'm actually gonna go on the inside of these metal bars right there, and same thing right here on the inside of that metal bar, and I'm just gonna go straight across. And that's gonna shorten up my string a little bit, so I'm gonna need to do a new knot. But I think that's gonna avoid any kind of potential shearing of the string in the future, and just kind of be a little bit of a better way to install this. Again, it would have been fine if I would have done the other way, but this is just another method. Okay, now what I've done is I've looped it around again, just like I was doing before. Okay, right there. Again, got it looped around right there. And then what I'm gonna do is, as I pull on one side, I'm just gonna pinch it and then tie it off. Okay. And again, these just need to be snug. You don't need to crank on this very hard. Okay, perfect. So that's the string's done now. Now what I'll do is I'm gonna take these straps right here and secure them all. There's 3 of them. This middle one, this is gonna go down to a spring underneath and then back to itself. It's called the safety strap. So there's that middle one right here. I went down underneath a solid bar or solid string, making sure that I'm not going around like an electrical cable. That would obviously be a no-go. So I'm just going around a solid bar underneath there, and then I can snug that up. Okay, so that one is, and that's to make sure the cover never slides forward. Okay, really nice feature of these seat covers. Okay, now I'm just gonna take these straps right here, and I'm just gonna pass them forward. Again, since I moved the seat all the way up, I have plenty of space to work with underneath here. I'm gonna pass that all the way forward, and then we'll show you on the front side how to put the buckles on. Okay, I'm gonna move the seat back just a little bit. Okay. Now I'm gonna get the MOLLE pocket out of the way, so I'm just gonna flip that up like that, right there. And I'm gonna take this strap that's coming from the back right here. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put it through the middle slot, right there. And then I'm gonna go through the outside slot, right here. And what I'm trying to do underneath here is I'm trying to go as close to the seat as possible, so when the seat moves up and down, and try to avoid electrical cables and, you know, pressure over time that it could put on cables or controls down here. So I'm just trying to find the best way to go through there and avoid tension and pressure on cables there. Okay, so now I'm gonna snug that one down just a little bit. Here's this other strap now. This has a power seat section right here, and I'm gonna go up above that. So that should avoid getting caught on that as the seat moves up and down. Again, going through the middle slot here, and then the outside slot. Then I'm gonna bring that strap back into a location where I can get a grip and then tighten it down. Now, another trick for you is when you tighten these down and you take one hand and push it on the top of the seat, like this, push down right there, and then take your other hand and then pull that strap, just like that right there. Now, you don't wanna pull too tight, because if you pull too tight, you can get some wrinkling up here. So you just want it snug enough so that it just is right next to the seat. And then it's just like a glove on top of the seat. It just looks really good when you get it installed right. Okay, and then these straps underneath here, you just kind of wrap them around the strap itself. Sometimes you can tie them off if you want to tie them off. A lot of the times just kind of wrap them around right there, and then you have a little extra strap if you need it to, you know. And then it's always good to put the seat back down a little bit and just check that to make sure that your straps and strings aren't obstructing anything. Okay, everything looks good there. The seat bottom is done now. We're gonna work on the backrest section. There we go. Okay, so here's the backrest section here. I'm gonna open up the bottom there. Here are these 3 tabs. So to orient yourself, these 3 tabs here, these go on the outside. That's for the airbag accommodations. In case the airbag needs to blow out, it blows through that seat and these Velcro tabs right here. Okay? This particular setup right here also has the special ops package. Now this is all in black Dura, so that's how it looked in black Dura. That has the pockets for storage. You can put rifles across there, MOLLE webbing at the top, and then another set of pockets, large storage pockets behind here for the rifles, or large storage, and then here's your smaller gear and ammo pockets. You can see more videos on the special ops package, but I thought I'd just put a little plug in for the special ops package, you know, while you're watching this install video. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is this headrest on this 2021 Chevy is actually a non-removable headrest. So there's a little button you can press right there. It's gonna come up, and this seat cover has accommodations. So you can actually just open up the seat cover right there, and then the headrest is gonna fit through that and down nice and tight. So as you notice, I just slowly went over the headrest there. I didn't try to force it. It easily went over as I pulled it over. Sometimes you need to compress that down a little bit to get it in, but it'll go over just fine. Now, these Velcro tabs will end up getting connected together in a second here. Okay, so these go on just by, simply connecting the Velcro back together. Okay, so let's shift this over just a little bit. Okay, so that's on there. You wouldn't necessarily need to do this, but I like popping these under. So just pushing that underneath the headrest post right there. I think it looks a little bit better doing it like that. Okay, so now I'm just gonna get this lined up so that this back line should line up right on the back corner. Same thing over here, lining that up. And this should line up pretty good with that bottom flap as well. Okay, now what I'm gonna do is line up the front side. This back is looking pretty good. And then I'm gonna push that felt through the seat. What I like to do is get a good grip on the seat cover like this, and then give it a few good pulls, make sure that it's all conforming around the seat right there. And what I'll do now actually is connect on these Velcro tabs on this outside right here. Show you this. So here's these Velcro tabs, and what I'm gonna do is just connect those together just by simply just pulling that Velcro, sticking it on right there, and do those 3 tabs right there. Okay, now those are connected. Now I'm gonna pass this through the seat. Again, it's gonna be tight, so wear a glove. Pushing that felt through. Okay. Now I'm gonna reach around on the back side and finish pulling it through there. Gonna get that this felt pulled through evenly. Again, you want a nice tight pull, but you want an even pull across. That you don't want to pull too tight on one side, too tight on the other, because that can get some shifting on the front side there. And what I'll do before I stick this down is I'll actually get this seat reclined in the position where it's gonna be most of the time. Then make sure I get a nice final pull and stick it down. Then again, I'm making sure that this is all looking good on the front side, and it is right now. If this was like shifted over to one side or rotated a little bit, I wouldn't stick that Velcro down. You want to make sure that everything's looking good before you finish it with that Velcro back there. So that's looking good there. So what I'll do now, just give it one final pull, just like that right there, and then stick that Velcro down, or stick this felt onto that Velcro. Again, just a reminder, this is the Velcro that was on the top of the bottom seat cover. Okay, so it's on the top side of that bottom seat cover. And so these two integrate together. Genius design, purely genius. George invented that right there. So there you go. Okay, stick that down right there. And then that's how those two work. I mean, it's just super good way to install that. There used to be a different install method with lots of straps or lots of elastics, and that took a lot longer to do that. But now that's looking really good right there. So that's down there. Now what I'll do, now that this Velcro, you can stick this Velcro onto this back felt, on the seat felt right here. But what I'll do first is I'll just reach underneath these clips. We're just gonna clip those back on underneath here. And just by reaching underneath, and I'm just gonna find a solid bar. I'll actually find the solid bar before I kind of reach underneath and say, okay, there it is. Found it with my finger. And then I'm gonna reach underneath and clip that on. Okay, so I got one on right there. Now I'll get this next one on. Let's see. There we go, there's one. Okay, perfect. Clipped them both on. And then what I'll do is I'll just make sure that that is looking nice and smooth on the back side here, that Velcro's on. And it's actually in a perfect spot right now. That's looking really good. This is a strap from the safety strap. And rather than leave it loose, I'm just gonna reach underneath and just tuck that up underneath the spring. And just get it out of the way. And so it just kind of cleans up the bottom underneath there. Okay, perfect. So now the next piece is gonna be this driver headrest cover. So I'll bring this seat down a little bit, just give myself a little bit more space up there as we're doing this headrest cover section. Now this Chevy here has these little buttons on the outside of the headrest. I'll show you that. So that button right there, that needs to correspond with the headrest that has the hole right there, okay? So, and what we'll do is we'll take that, and the front side now is gonna be this hook Velcro right there, okay? So that's kind of the scratchy Velcro. So that's gonna be the front side of the seat. You could also kind of just orient it, you know, and hold it up, but that's a good way to know which one's the front. And so then what we're gonna do is reach this up and over and fit this on now. And I like to try and compress the seat a little bit with my hand. So like I'll push down on the headrest, the seat headrest, right there. And then I'm just gonna pull that around and get it to conform around the headrest. Again, I'm just pulling all the sections of the headrest cover around now. I had to pull this bottom section out around right there. Now what you're going to want to do is take this cutout section right there and fit that around the hole. Okay, you can kind of see just how I fit around there and then popped out. So looks really nice like that. Good. And now I'm gonna attach on the two bottom Velcro pieces. So I'm taking that front Velcro, reaching down around and sticking that guy on. Okay, nice. Perfect. Okay, so that headrest is on. Looks nice and tight, snug fitting. Perfect. So the driver bucket seat is all done now. Now the passenger side, passenger bucket and headrest are going to install the same steps. So just repeat all these steps for the passenger side there. So now we'll actually, for the video, we'll move into the rear seat now and start showing you how to do the rear seat. We are on the passenger bottom section now, and we wanted to show you another little close-up on the strings underneath here, how we're tying off the strings and how we're doing these straps, just in case if you need a little better view, and hopefully we got a little bit of a better lighting situation for you. Again, what I've done is I've passed these strings through on the outside of the seatbelt over here, and instead of going on the back side of these metal bars right there, what we're doing is we're going on the inside of them down here, okay? So I'm on the inside right there, going pretty much straight across right there, and then on this side over here, same thing. You can see down here, sorry, these straps are kind of in the way down here, but I have that string going right here, not on the back side of that metal, but on the front side of that metal track right there, okay? So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tie those two strings together there. And first what I'll do is I'll tie a loop in one of them, okay? Okay, so there's that loop. So there's that loop right here in this one. Now what I'll do is I'll loop this string through it right there. And just kind of pull snug right there on that one side and pull snug on that side right there, okay? And then just snug that up. Again, I'm not pulling real hard. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm going to take that off, or pinch the string right there, okay? And I've pinched the string right there. And now what we're gonna do, so I've pinched that off right there, and then I'm pinching right there, and then I'm gonna take this around and loop right there, okay, and then just tie that off right there. Coming through right there. Gonna tie that off. And again, as long as you just have that string snug, that's really all the pressure that you need to put on that. Any extra string, just kind of tuck up underneath a spring right there. And now, here is this bottom safety strap underneath here. So we've gone to a solid bar on the underside there. And then, let's see, I'll actually just show you how to do this again here. So, you're going underneath to the bar. Okay. So let's see if I can show you that. There, so there's that bar right there. There's a good view of that bar. So I've gone underneath to that solid bar right there. And then what I'm gonna do is just take that and pull that back right on that bar and give that tension, the tension right there, and then do the buckle. Okay, perfect. So that's a better view of the safety strap right there. Okay, so that's a better view of the safety strap right there. And then we're tucking any extra straps in right there. And now the last piece to do is these straps right here, and real simple with these, you just pass those up towards the front, and then you'll do those buckles up on the front side. And that's not a terrible view up there. So you probably got that from the driver's side. Okay, so that's just a little bit of a better view on those strings and that middle safety strap right there. Okay, so now we're working on the back seat on this Chevy, and this particular back seat has the rear storage doors. Okay, so there's these storage doors that open. I'll show you this one over here. We got it a few pieces partially installed, since they're kind of repeat pieces. We'll show you how to do that. Now, those are the rear storage doors. It has a middle armrest that folds out like this right here. 3 headrest covers, or 3 headrests on it as well. So we'll show you how to install all these pieces. Now, this backrest is a solid backrest piece. So it's a solid backrest and then a 60-40 bottom. So it's 60% here and then 40% over here. So there's your 40 that folds up right there. We got the MOLLE pocket on that one. We'll also have a MOLLE pocket over here on this one that hangs down for some extra storage. So we'll show you that. Now, the very first piece that we're going to show you though is the solid backrest piece. Okay, so I have that right here. Okay, so here's the foam backing to the cover there, and so that is all going to go up against it like this. Now, the very first thing you need to do is, see this seat belt? Do not install the cover on top of that. I do have some customers that try to install it before they pull the seat belt around. So take that seat belt, pull it out, and then pull that cover through right there, okay? So that's how that works. Now, we're gonna take these headrests out as well. You just push those little tabs right there. They just come right out. Same thing here. Push those little side tabs, comes out. What we're gonna do is start getting this into place. Now, what I'll do first is I am going to take the plastic fiber tool. I got it right here. This white plastic fiber tool, and fit it around all of these headrest posts, because that's gonna help keep this in place while I do the install. And also that's what keeps the top of the cover secured. So, let's see. Start with this right here. Just fit it around like that, right there. Okay, so that's how it should finish out right there. Now, sometimes these can be a little big, and if you need to, these headrest posts can be kind of large, and if you need to make a small incision on the cover, you can do that. But that's fitting around okay for me right there, okay? So that's good there. Now we're gonna move over here. Okay, get it started. Okay, there we go. There's that one right there. Now, on some trucks, these solid seats, or these backrest seats, fold forward. On these Chevys, it doesn't. It's just fastened onto the back. And you want to install this with the seat in place. Do not remove the seat. There we go. Okay, perfect. Okay, so those are going around fine, just like that. Okay, now we're gonna do these ones over here. Perfect. So we got all those done now. Now what I can do with this fabric up here is I can actually just start tucking that all down the back side. Okay, that just tucks in behind the frame right there. Let's see. There's a few sections that are really tight. I don't know if I'll be able to actually tuck it in all the way in a few of those sections, but there's enough sections here that I can tuck back behind to get it to stay connected. Okay, there's a little tab right here, and there's a little cutout for that tab. And we'll see if I can get it through here. You know, this tab, I honestly don't even know what the heck that does. So it's probably not crucial for you to have that pulled through. You could if you wanted, but it's there's access to it through that if you need to get there. Okay, I'll show you some more important things with the install that you need to get done. Maybe I'll come back to that and try to get that through. But we'll just pull this. Okay, so the bottom of this, what's gonna happen here is this cover is just gonna push through underneath the seat, okay? And then there's gonna be this Velcro, and you're just gonna kind of stick this section up the back side there. Okay, so there's Velcro right here. Now what you need to do is you're gonna take that Velcro, and there's felt on the back side of the seat that you're just gonna reach around and push and stick that to as well. Okay, that's stuck onto the Velcro back there now. Okay, we'll work on these armrest sections. So again, that pulls out right there. I'm going to take these pieces of fabric and tuck them in to the plastic trim around here. It's kind of dark. I'll show you this same thing on the other side when we do it on the other side too. Okay, so that's coming along nice there. Now what I'm gonna do is, so you can see how those are tucked in right there. There will be a cover that we'll do in a second for this store. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna get this bottom section taken care of. I'm gonna lift this seat up after I push these through. There we go. Okay, there's that. Okay, so I'm getting these pulled through here. Now I'll tuck up some of this side. I'm not gonna tuck this one in until I've finished that other side over there. But this is pretty much how this is gonna go, is you're taking this middle section right here, pushing it underneath. Sticking it down there. Same thing over here. Now what you're gonna wanna do is, you see these little white bars? That's your child seat, and that actually helps secure this seat down, the seat cover down, is you're gonna wanna go on the inside of that child seat bar. So that's part of the installation here, is go on the outside, or on the inside of that, and then it's nice and tight going on the inside of that. And we're gonna do the same thing over here. Is, I mean, that does two things. It allows the child seat attachment to be accessible, which they all are on the seat covers we offer, always accessible for the child seat. But then that also keeps that seat down. You see how tight that was? I mean, I was working hard to get that in there. I'll even kind of pull that down just a little bit more. Okay, so now that's holding that bottom cover down. And this has Velcro, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna reach underneath, and I mean, that Velcro would kind of stick to a few things. There's not a great felt underneath there for it to really stick to, so don't worry that you're not finding the felt. You just kind of push it underneath there. And really what holds that bottom seat down is that child seat bar right there. Okay, so that's how that is gonna, bottom of that is gonna install right there. So let me fold this seat down. Show you that. Okay, so there you go. So now you're gonna have access to your child seat attachments, and then that's nice and tight holding the bottom of that seat in right there. Okay, so that's good there, and we'll see that pulled this cover pretty smooth, you know, a lot more smooth than it was before right there. I'll try tucking this in just a little bit more right there. Okay, so that's looking good there. Now what I'll do is I'll get this armrest cover on. So here's the armrest cover. Oh, sorry, not armrest cover. This is the storage door cover. Thanks. So here's the storage door cover. And what we're gonna do here, we're gonna put this on. Now this door, as you can see, the door is in camo because that was the insert choice. And then the trim around it was black. So whatever on your backrest, whatever insert choice you choose for the backrest, that's all the piece that you'll see for the insert. It's just around that door right there. We'll show you a finished photo. It does look, it looks really nice when it's all done here. Now this tab right here, you got to pull that tab out right through this slot. That is an important tab to pull through because you're going to use this tab all the time here. And then this is going to go around that section right there. Okay, so you got that on. Now we're going to just kind of snug this on here. So it's gonna be a tight fit, so you just gotta slowly work this on. You know what, I'm gonna get this bottom on first down here. And I really had to get that on, I had to push this cushion in, push it down, and then kind of roll that cover, wrap it over the top. Then it just kind of rolled on after that. Okay, good. Now that bottom corner is on, then this one I'll do the same thing. Just turn it inside out right there, that corner. Push that cushion, or push the storage door cushion down. Now we're over the top. Perfect. Okay, so then there's gonna be this Velcro that's gonna pull through right there. And before I get that sunk down, I'm just gonna kind of look at this and see if I got it all on right. Okay, that's looking good. That feels like each corner is in the right spot there. Now I'm gonna attach on this Velcro over here. So you can see this Velcro right there. Gonna attach on right there as well. Perfect. Okay, so that's on there. Now you can see that you're still gonna have access to those rear storage doors. Now your cover's gonna cover it. Nice and clean, covered, durable, water resistant. Awesome. Okay, and again, that's if whatever your insert choice is, you could do all black if you want, but whatever your insert choice is, that's where it's gonna show up on that backrest right there. Okay. Perfect. Okay, awesome. Let's move on to the armrest section here, because this storage door, that's gonna be the same steps on that other side over there. And so let's try this armrest right here. Here's the armrest cover. Cutouts, so you can still use your drink holders. And also a cutout for the pull tab. Before I finish installing that, I'm gonna push that pull tab through right there. Perfect. Okay, cup holders are there, so you can still use those. Perfect. Now I'm going to take this Velcro, that fabric, push it through. Around to the other side over here. Pull that Velcro up. And then stick that guy down. Okay, perfect. Okay, the armrest, that went on very smooth. Quite easy, actually. Okay, there's the armrest. Now what we need to do is we need to take these flaps, tuck these flaps in. It's helpful to use the trim tool when you're doing that. This can be a little tricky on some trucks here. Let's see how this one goes. You just need to take it around and tuck it behind this plastic back right there. The goal really is to get this behind that plastic. So I'm gonna keep going. There we go. Okay, got that corner. Got that corner behind the plastic right there. So you can see I tucked it up inside there. That's what you need to do, especially this corner and that corner, because if you get those kind of stretched across tight in there, that'll help that'll really keep these inner flaps from ever popping out. Gotta work on this one now. Again, there's that corner, I gotta get it up inside there. There we go. Then you just take these side flaps, just push those side flaps in. They're a lot easier to push in because there's not much tension as that corner. Okay. Now, take this guy, the same thing, push this down. And this one you're just gonna kind of feel it push down underneath. Okay, and that one's just gonna go up underneath right there and just kind of, it's actually solid fabric right there, so there's not a plastic for it to stick into like these other sides have. Okay, so next we're gonna finish out the rest of this backrest here. Tuck these in just like we did over here. Okay, so that step will be the same there. And then these steps, pushing this down and under those will be the same as we did on this side as well. So we'll show you a finished video as soon as I do those steps. And then we'll move on to the 60 section bottom. Now we're working on this other side of the solid backrest. And again, what I've done is I've gone underneath those child seat attachments right there. And that, again, that holds that in nice and tight. And then what you can do, is just kind of take that, just tuck it back behind. Again, really what holds that bottom seat cover in is how tight that is against that child seat attachment right there. And just tuck that underneath. This Velcro here, it grips a little bit onto some felt back here, but it's not a true hold. So don't worry that it's not gripping onto anything too strong on the back side there. It's really these that hold that in. Okay, I'm gonna flip this up right here now. And take this guy. Just take that up and underneath. Right there. Okay, and again, it's not a super strong hold right there. It's these child seat attachments that holds that entire solid backrest bottom section down inside there. So now what we're gonna do is take the 60 section bottom and get that put on. So just another quick view of that backrest since we just finished that. I'm gonna another quick view of that 60 section backrest. There it is there, all snugged on. You can see it, you know, it's nice and tight here. These are nice and tight. It's not coming loose. It's tucked into those child seat attachments. You know, I mean, I'll like even just try to like pull that up a little bit like that. I mean, if I really wanted to, I could pull that out, but just showing you that if you're getting in and out, moving this, it's nice and snug. Again, the way to do that is you got to push those underneath right there. Okay, so that's the way to get that snug down right there. Okay. Now we're doing the 60 section bottom. I already did the 40 section over here. It's a very simple install for you. So just show you this. I'm gonna fold it up a little bit right here. I'm gonna fold that inside out a little bit on the front side because there's Velcro that's gonna attach to felt. And I just don't want it to attach for the time being. And just snugging her down all the way to the point where you're seeing these front corners get on nice and tight. Okay, that's good there. So that one's tight. Now I'm just gonna give this one another pull. Just make sure that's nice and tight and smooth. Okay, good. So that's looking good there. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna take this back Velcro. Well, there's a corner Velcro piece right here. You're gonna take that, stick that on first, okay? Next one, you're gonna take these straps right here, these Velcro pieces, stick that down, stick that one down. Now you need to leave a little bit of felt right there, so don't reach it all the way down to the felt because the cover on the other side is gonna reach around underneath the seat and attach onto that. I'm pushing this through here, this top piece of cover. Okay, there it is. So here's this cover that I just pushed through right there. And that's gonna come up. You stick on right onto this felt, right around there. Okay. Now, you can see how this all looks. Get that smoothed out right there in that section. Perfect. Okay, that looks really nice. You can see that's all trimmed out right there. Looking nice. Now the whole 60/40 bottom is all done there. And the backrest is all done. Armrest, storage doors are all done there. We showed you how to do all that. Now what we're gonna do is show you the rear headrest. I have one rear headrest done already. This is how it's gonna finish out on the front side. There's the side, here's the back. There's the hole cut out right there. And then here's the Velcro. So that's how that's gonna finish. I did that one before. It goes in right there. And 2 little tabs that you push to get it to go down. And then we're gonna take this one right here and take the headrest. So this is the outside. There's 2 outside headrests and 1 smaller inside headrest. Now this Velcro with the hook right here, the scratchy side, that one is gonna be the front, okay? It's gonna be the front of your headrest. And so that means that this one tips forward like that. So you push these and they come down right there. And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna fit that on like this. I just like to work it side to side and kind of push down on it. I always try to compress that headrest cushion a little bit because it's going to be a tight fit. So you just need to compress that as you're getting it on there. Okay, that's getting pretty close. Now I just need to shift it around a little bit more to get it to line up with that headrest adjustment hole right here. Okay, once I have it lined up there, I'm gonna take this and fit that around right there, so then it's just nice and clean. Like that. Making sure that these are lined up as best as possible. Okay. And that's lined up. Okay, perfect. So those are lining up. That's looking really good right there. I think I'm about ready to stick down my Velcro. Okay, there's the middle piece. Here's the sides. There. The other side right there. Okay. Perfect. So that is looking really nice. Okay. So the reason why there's that longer cutout is so when that headrest moves down, it can still adjust like that. Okay. So that's an outside headrest right there. And again, there's 2 little tabs here that you gotta press, and you almost have to press them both at the same time. But okay, well, can't remember if that goes down any further. I'll test that out here in a second. But let's get this middle headrest on. Right here. Now this one doesn't have Velcro, it's just an elastic. So what we're gonna do to orient ourselves is gonna hold this up. I'm gonna make sure I have the front of the, I believe that's the front. It's a little bit wider towards the front side, a little bit bigger, so you can see it kind of slopes towards the back a little bit. So I'm looking at my cover and I say, okay, here's Just kind of a wider, a little bit of a taller side right there, and it slopes towards the back a little bit right there. So then that's gonna be the front. So I'll line that up. Get this guy pulled over. Okay, so now we can get this pulled down. Okay, sweet. So that is how you do the headrest right there. And the whole back seat is now donezo, and this install is donezo. So thanks so much for watching. See more at coversandcamo.com. Thanks. Thanks so much for watching this install video. Again, this has been Neil here with Covers and Camo, your source for custom seat covers. To see more, go to coversandcamo.com. And again, this is the place where you can get an order built up for your vehicle, and see more at coversandcamo.com. Thanks.